Hi, I'm going to do a tarot reading for you for it's the general energies for everybody. Sometimes I'm able to answer your questions in the chat. Okay, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm just going to shuffle and take some cards from the Hermetic Tarot first. I guess it's my favorite deck, but in truth, my favorite deck is really like 5 different decks. But I guess my desert island picks would be this one and the mother piece. Just partly because they're so different. If I had to choose just one, so hard to say. Okay, do all of these want to come together? Oh my god. No. I don't like it when like 10 cards are like in a group. Sometimes I take those, but okay, I think that's good. It's snowing here in Montreal. Let me know how the weather is where you are. Let me know what where you live. Not where you live exactly, but like what country or state or whatever province you live in. I'm curious. Okay. And I have the mini Rider-Waite. So cute. I wish every deck had like a mini version. Sometimes I take this little deck with me on like trips and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look at them, but I usually don't look at cards when I'm on a trip. But it's cute that maybe they're just not meant for travel. Maybe they're just meant to be tiny and cute. Okay. All right, those guys. And this deck. Oops. I've really let my cards go wild, like they're all flipped around and disorganized. But it's kind of interesting. Let's see what comes up. You don't always get like right side up cards. Okay, come on. This deck really doesn't want to talk. It's being secretive. The cat's like staring at me. Hopefully he won't be disruptive. No, he's pretty chill. Okay. All right, then we have the Rumi deck. I have mixed feelings about this deck, but in general I like it. But if you've been watching these videos, you know my beef with the translation of the poems. And sometimes I notice I sniffle a lot when I do read. So pardon me. I don't sniffle as much when I'm not doing readings, I notice. So I don't know if it's channeling that brings that on or what, but it's a thing. I'll try not to do that. But I blame winter too, because I mean it's cold out, and that makes people's noses run. Okay. Maybe that's good for now. If something seems kind of cloudy, wait a sec. Okay, just a couple more from Sparkly Golden Universal Tarot. Okay. There's sort of a bossy energy, like a female bossy energy I'm picking up. Oops. Cool. Someone bossy out there. Good. All right, here we go. Glasses, brain. All right, so you who show the way. That's nice. Hi, David. Wow, okay. And you probably still have daylight in BC, maybe? Okay, so I'm going to read the poem. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I'll read the poem. 33. If you're going like to yourself, oh my gosh, she's taking forever. It's part of my thing. And these videos, like, it's relaxing for me too. I'm not gonna push. I'm doing this for free, so it's like, just deal with it. The logical mind runs away from drowning. Lovers accept drowning in the sea. Sorry, start again. The logical mind runs away from drowning. Okay. Lovers accept drowning in the sea as their destiny. Logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comfort. Well, I mean, just seeing if I agree with that. Definitely, like, love is not like lot from logic, obviously, and it's like a force that can be chaotic and creative, which are kind of like the same thing. Okay, now my voice is totally shot for some reason. Yeah, so in order to receive beautiful things in life, we have to be like really open. And there's a certain amount of like dropping logic to allow that sense of openness and for love to come in. Because like love probably isn't attracted to like super uptight attitudes. And it's like a sort of adventurous spirit and like embracing the unknown. So, but it's funny, like the card kind of seems different to me. But like maybe what they mean by you who show the way is like source is showing the way and is sort of a lighthouse, if you will. When you're in like confusing, sort of dark times or like challenging times when it just seems like, okay, how many mountains do I have to climb before I have some peace, right? But like, if you just already accept that you're a part of source energy and you have peace within you already, and there's no like, you don't have to like search the whole world over for peace. Like it's the whole search takes place in this like mini mall called like yourself. And so there's no point in like frustrating yourself and getting up in people's faces about it. Like if you can calm down and allow these like kind of messages to this sort of energy to come to you, it has like an intelligence with it that kind of helps you out and expands your vision for your life and stuff. And that's similar to like accepting love. And I don't mean by accepting love by like getting on a dating app and seeing someone or something. Like, I mean, that's like meeting someone. It's different. Like love is like first you get unconditional love for yourself, and then you kind of have raise your standards, and then you kind of attract that which you are to yourself. And that's more like what I'm talking about. And it's like without freaking out about like how it's going to come to you, you just like allow that sort of freedom of expression of love, like however it wants to reflect back to you, without being like overly intellectual about it. Okay, and then we have, yeah, right. I guess if it's raining and cloudy, it's not like bright, but here it's like pitch black at like 3 p.m. So it's weird. Resplendent with grace is the next one. We had this before, so it's kind of like all the Rumi cards are basically talking about like your relationship with source energy and like either dancing with it or drinking wine with it. In this case, maybe they had some wine after they danced and then they're just hanging out. But anyhow, it's like opening your heart to receive this kind of like beautiful light into you that is like part of you. Okay. And then we have the dissolving light. Yeah, so like when you're focusing on that, like feel that you're so much connected with source that's really you're indistinguishable from it. And when you're meditating, you can kind of feel, even if you feel like only the tiniest bit of like goodness inside of you, just let that multiply and grow and grow and grow till it's like a light you're turning up to maximum, and it goes beyond you and it connects to source energy and like all that is, and just kind of get into that vibe, like and then the cloak of Christ. I'm kind of curious what they say about this one. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Maybe I need to work out more. I don't know why like talking is making me like out of breath. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. Okay. So yeah, I guess in our life we're leading by example. And we can, and if we like diminish our role of our purpose, then we're missing out on, you know, connecting fully with source energy or God, however you want to call that. And when we connect with that energy, like we become more illuminated, like smarter, like you sort of see the lines between everything and how it all works, and it gives you this sense of peace of like just being able to see, like it's like seeing it holding a messy Rubik's cube, but like in your mind you like see all the all the cheats for like getting it back to solid colors, like the quickest way or whatever. And so like when you're in that, when you're owning that connection, then you become like a teacher, like Jesus was a teacher and connected with source. So it's like there's a little bit of this experience, if you so choose, to become like that connected, that you're actually like in a leadership role. So like these 4 cards together are like, don't forget that this will guide you through tough times. Take time to like enjoy it and like really feel the energy, like where is it located in your body, and like how does it make you feel when you connect with it, and like just experience it, and then that informs you what it is, what it can do for you. But you really have to like allow yourself to dissolve with this like energy, so that you're whatever kind of character you've made, like whatever kind of sim you've created for yourself in this life, like kind of dissolves, and you're just like connected with the source, and you can't really sense that character anymore. You're just like, I am one with God, you know. And then it sort of brings your game up, and you see things differently in life, and then you become like a role model or a teacher for people and how to achieve peace in their lifetime. Which is cool. Okay. Then we have fire. I don't know how to say this. Fire agate. Creativity. I allow the creativity of my soul to shine through into my world. I mean, okay. So that means you're like allowing what's beautiful about you to expand outwards beyond your like the kind of four walls you've made for yourself. If you think of yourself as like a private person and you don't really want trouble from anyone, like maybe that time for being defensive and withholding is over, because like you need to share your creativity and like kind of shine your light. Because like when you don't do that, you're dimming your light, and then that can like affect your health in negative ways, like mental, physical, everything. Because it's like, why are you shaming your essence, basically? And of all people, like you should be the one to like be your best friend to your like inner child, and give yourself the green light to like proceed in the world. So you're just sort of saying to yourself, like, I'm going to allow my soul and the creativity of my soul to shine out into the world. And flexibility, Brazilianize. I'm flexible and free to be me. Yeah, so like maybe if before you were kind of limiting your, like I was saying, like your kind of sim character that you made to be like this way in particular, and you felt comfortable with that, and you feel like other people understand that, and you know, business as usual. But like in times like this, like we need to really get on our game and be flexible and trust ourselves and trust the universe, so that we're not going to like freak out and give up and stuff, when this could actually be like a really memorable, beautiful, expansive, and connected time for everybody. So it's important to like be flexible and allow yourself to progress and like change, you know. Okay, and then the last 2 days, like I've had this like choky feeling and like nerves. I don't know why. When I do these readings, it doesn't make me nervous to do this, so it's like the energy. Okay, and then we have the 5 of Pentacles. So it's like this light, like, you know, source energy and all the abundance that is connected with that, of like feeling comfortable being connected to all that is shining its light, like, and you're pretending like, oh, I'm on the outside, like everybody else benefits from that, but I don't. But it's like you're the only one separating yourself from it right now. Like you could easily get inside this building, which you could compare to like your body, or like, hi. And yeah, instead of just feeling like wounded and left out and like whining to somebody who's next to you, just feel like, I own this. This is inside of me too. Like, I glow with the light of the universe. Maybe I forgot I do, but I do. I'm doing knocking my box over. So, and also, like, you put in a lot of work into some relationships, and now you're at the point where just like, you know what, there's nothing really here for me. I'm just gonna like walk away from this thing that I spent like a lot of time on, because like the riverbed is dried up and these cups aren't full. Like, these people are not giving me, like, offering me real love, real companionship. So I'm gonna go off and like discover what I truly want. And we have the Fool inverted. So maybe you're just not feeling like a brand new start at the moment. Maybe you're in more of a pensive state because you got like psyched out. Like, you did make the decision, which is strong, to like walk away from stuff that doesn't serve you, but you still are kind of in this feeling of like feeling left out. But it's really on you if you want to turn this card around to be like, okay, fresh start. I have faith. I'm moving forward. You really got to do this like homework of connecting with Source. Just feeling awesome doing that. Knowing that Source is like the lighthouse that's gonna like help you get where you want to go, and into like a really inspired energy where you're gonna be so awesome and complete that like other people are gonna look to you like, whoa, how'd you do that? Show me, Then we have upside down the Three of Pentacles. So this usually Three of Pentacles means like a solid relationship. So maybe right now, like, you are leaving a relationship that you were in for a long time that had like that kind of formality about it and purpose. It's like you at some point said to the other person, like, we're a couple, or we're married, or yeah. And so this has been like turned upside down. And I mean, if it wasn't working for some reason, that's maybe good. And maybe that's why you feel like in this kind of shut out energy and like moving on from something. And it's okay to need like a period of healing. It's okay to like pause and not like immediately jump forward when something like that happens. Before you're really ready for this kind of brand new start energy where you're like, it's just me and you, Source, like, I'm listening to like God's counsel and there's nobody else around. It's just like us two, and we're gonna like go off into the sun and like have awesome life, and we're not really sure like with who or where or whatever. It's okay to take a pause. So we have again the Five of Pentacles. So it's really like feeling stuck, doubting the abundance of the universe. But like I said in other videos, it's like if you just look around you, like look at cars or houses or whatever, like at one point that car and that house were just like in someone's imagination. And then because they had faith and just knew their project was going to come through like it did, doesn't mean their project was good or interesting or well designed, but it just was something that they wanted to create and then they did it. So it's really like that's the only difference between them and you. Like if you're doubting yourself, if you're feeling shut out, it's like the moment you start feeling connected to the universe and that it's unlimited and that like truly like anything is possible, and then you kind of work from your intuition of like what you feel or like patterns in your life that you feel like you're being shown, like maybe this is something you should do, maybe this is an interest of yours. It's like, why not try? Like, and also I would say also like repackage your definition of failure, because failure is very educational about like what you want to do next. Even like success and failure kind of have like no difference really. I mean, there's people, sometimes like there's people who have like amazing careers like for a time, and you could say like they were very successful, but then in that sort of embedded in that success is like this sort of lack sensation like right afterwards, because it's like, well, you're not every day you're not receiving an Academy Award, and like, you're not getting like a raise like every day. So like, you know what I mean? So embedded in success is kind of failure, and it's like two sides of it's just like one coin with two sides, and it's like, if you just carry on just being yourself and loving yourself and not stressing over whether something is defined as a success or a failure, you're still learning and like refocusing like what you really want in life from that experience, and don't let like people's definitions of success or failure like define you. It's really like all that stuff is like between you and spirit. Truly like your life is this relationship, and you can go through life and meet people, but at the beginning of your life and at the end of your life, it's this relationship. And it's like, if you can remember during like every day of your life that it's like your friendship with the universe that's like walking you through this experience, then you might have like a lighter heart about certain situations. So yeah, so we had the Five of Pentacles show up twice. So it's like you're in the energy of like a bit woe is me right now, but I've explained why, like ways to work around that so it doesn't feel so much like that. Okay. Then we have the universe card. So it's kind of like, when like important times like occur, like you kind of, it kind of feels like either time stands still or like you have access to like, the full timeline, like past, present, future, or whatever. It's that kind of thing where it's like something, you feel like something major is happening right now. So it's sort of like a new beginning is being like thrust upon you. And it's better to embrace that instead of fighting it. And it's better to like go with the flow instead of feeling like, why can't I have something specific that I thought I wanted? Like we live in the universe, it's constantly fluctuating. It's like atoms whizzing around like it's unstoppable. So why not be more like this, so that you're not always freaking out over like, why are things changing? I mean, the nature of the universe is change. So if you can like logically understand that, then you won't be like so pissed off. And then you'll have faith that like if you do turn away from something that wasn't working out, you are going to walk towards something better. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So it just kind of feels like one thing after the other has been like kind of piercing your heart. But in fact, like this this kind of flower is doing okay. Like, and this to me always looks like Wi-Fi signal. So maybe there was like a lot of communication going on. Maybe excessive, you know, like if it means you maybe need to take 5 on like dating sites or using the web for, you know, purposes other than like email or whatever. You know, maybe you're overdoing it a bit, or you're getting like too many messages from other people. Anyway, it's like it would be better if this flower was unencumbered by a bunch of blades. So I feel like it's a message to kind of lay off the internet a bit. If it's about like social media stuff or dating sites or whatever, it's time to like first, like you're not going to solve the problem by like chatting up a bunch of people to get out of this like feeling left out energy. It's more about what are those cards now? It's more about like connecting, taking the time to like really become one with like source energies, light through meditation, discovering the spark inside yourself, letting it grow and expand till you feel like it's connected to source, just relaxing in that, feeling stronger, and then moving forward from there. It's like spa, it's like a gym membership. Like that should be your basic gym membership, is doing that like once a day. You know, if you can wake up in the morning, spend 5 minutes doing this before you go to bed, that's you put in your gym time, and your spiritual 6-pack is assured. Okay, and then we have upside down purification. So maybe you haven't been eating or drinking like perfectly for your health. So maybe think about that. What you put in your body, like it's like affects your moods, you know, your energy level, all that stuff. So try to be your best friend in that regard, so that you're like optimizing, so you can be a silver fox, so you're not like making your body too tired. Then we have trust upside down. So maybe you're not like being very trusting right now about the process, but it's like you really have no choice, like truly, like you just kind of have to. You can ignore it, but it comes back and it finds you. And you just have to, you're just better, like you're smarter and you're happier and you're more peaceful, and therefore other people deal with you in a better manner when you are connected with source, and when you're kind of shining that positivity. So like find it within yourself. Like maybe it feels as small as like smaller than your pinky finger, you know, like find where it is inside of you, like that goodness, that good feeling, and like let it expand, like let it shine, let it take over everything, and just feel how that feels. It's like taking a sparkle shower, you know. That kind of sets the tone for your day, and you'll notice the difference. Okay. What do we do here? We talked about these cards. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. So either the feminine energy, like the feminine side of you, or an actual feminine, has done a lot to nurture themselves, support themselves, like fix their kind of earthly stability. And it's like she's perfectly content. And when I say she, I mean the feminine energy that, like, regardless of your gender, can exist inside of you. So yeah, so we're dealing with feminine energy who has it all together, but they're single. Either they're like, I want to be single, or they're like saying that, but they don't. Either way, they have their things together now. Maybe they didn't before, but they do now. And then they're out of this stressed energy that we saw a little while ago, which is great. I like to see that. And they're taking some time to, like, get some wisdom about what's going on. They don't mind being like, there's sometimes it's okay to be single for a while. Just get your stuff together. Get enlightened on, like, where you're at. Like, maybe it's a surprise. Like, everybody would agree that this time is different, surprising, and everything's kind of turned on its head. But that's an opportunity to really go, like, what's important to me? Who am I? Get my stuff together, regardless if, like, tough situations happen, or, like, some people used harsh words, or, you felt kind of like trapped in all of that. But that's, like, going away now. And so is this controlling energy is also leaving, which is amazing. So you're rejecting these kind of, like, control relationships, where either you feel stuck in something that you're not into, or you're not going to feel guilty about moving on if it's really not serving you to be in this relationship. And you're not going to be ruled by fear. You're just going to be like, I'm going to take this chain off and walk myself out of this situation because it's not serving us. Because I want to be strong and offer some pure love right now. I'm comfortable being someone who has a big heart, who has a lot to offer, and I'm ready to be that person who people can approach to ask for my cup of love, because I'm super badass. Like, I understand my energy. I know who I am. And these are really, like, strong. This is, like, really good energy about, like, knowing yourself, having it all together, taking the, not being afraid of some alone time to, like, really understand, like, the universe and how to live in it, empowered, so that you're, like, so comfortable that you don't need to guard your heart. You're not being defensive. You're like, yeah, I'm really loving. Check it out, And it's, like, really desirable, like, someone who has it together and who's ready to give love. Like, that's pretty good. And then we have the Emperor. Wow, the Ace of Wands and the Priestess of Swords. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I kind of feel like, okay, in this case, like, there's a brand new passionate beginning, like a birth of something new. I mean, some people could see this as, like, there's a baby on the way, but anyhow, like, brand new beginning, new creation. Could be a new passionate relationship. Could be a relationship between somebody, like a masculine who's normally kind of, like, got their thing together, a little bit bossy, can seem a bit cold, but, like, they really do want like an empress in their life. Like they do want love, but it has to be someone who's like as strong as them. So they can be like a bit picky, or you know, maybe they were like, you know, maybe they're like really attractive and like we're dating a bunch of people and really comfortable with being like loved and like not really sticking with anyone because they're just like, I'm just feeling myself here. Like I just like being me, and when a real empress comes my way, then fine. But like everybody else is just sort of keeping me company, that kind of person. But now they're interested in this person this feminine energy who has like extremely strong faith and vision and can like make stuff happen when it seems like impossible. Like it's like a winterscape. And she's getting like the owl is like, as they're flying away, she's getting like dusted with snow, but she's still like okay with it, and still like holding fast her vision in this like freezing cold dark time. And this emperor is like really impressed with how this feminine energy can like make something happen out of nothing just from faith and vision. And he's kind of like watching her going like, I'm impressed. Like maybe he's watching her online, or you know, he's not like really talking to her right now, but he's like, I see you, I see what you're doing, I see what you're capable of, and I find it very attractive, and I really can't take my eyes off of it. That's the feeling I get about that. So all this kind of like becoming stronger, you know, your feminine side, or your actual female, like all this work that you've done is like making the emperor like, you know, get whiplash checking you out. And that's making all this like stupid situations like fall away. And they're no longer interested in these kind of like controlling sexual, like I'm not saying that the relationship between these two can't be sexual, like, but it would be like in a good way. It would be super passionate, kind of in a heaven sent way. But I'm just saying like the controlling kind of relationships where it's like unfair, or like you feel like you're being used, or it's like there's fear brought up, or what, you know, all that stuff. They're rejecting that now. So they're, you know, finally getting serious, which is cool. You know, good for them because they'll have more peace of mind. They'll have more focus and like less kind of funny business going on. But it meant that they had to leave something that they were very cozy with, that they had like very stable for a long time, that seemed like home to them. But like they had to like walk away from that relationship, and then that made them or the other person feel like shut out from, obviously, from the relationship, you know. And there was a pause for moving on. Maybe they spent some time being single because now there's big changes on the way. Yeah. So if you can continue to do the work of, oops, dropping all your cards, if you can continue doing the work of connecting with source, like all this stuff will be made like that much easier. And hopefully I've given you some clues on how to do that. I wish you guys a lot of peace and happiness, and real friendships and like true love situations. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.